afrimind. Today we're having a conversation with Professor Waswa. He is the principal of the Makarere Business School, which is one of the largest business schools in Africa, with 14,000 students enrolled. Today we're going to have several interesting conversations. First, we're going to talk about youth entrepreneurship and whether indeed youth entrepreneurship is a viable solution to the youth unemployment problem that we see in many African countries. And we're going to talk about something that he's written on, which is the begging culture in some African countries and why foreign aid is not the way to go for many African countries. So thank you once again and welcome to the conversation. Thank you once again for being here.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
So, you chaired a very interesting session today.
Oh yes, I did.
And it's, entrepreneurship has been identified as a solution to a lot of problems, particularly the youth unemployment problem that we're having. Throughout this conference, a theme we've been getting is mindset change.
Yes.
There needs to be a mindset change.
Yes.
And now we hear that in entrepreneurs, some people don't simply want to be entrepreneurs, they just want to get jobs and work.
That's true.
And so, the question, we say entrepreneurship is a solution, but can everyone really be an entrepreneur?
No.
Is everyone meant to be an entrepreneur?
We participate in the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor Studies, the GEM studies.
Yes.
This is a study being undertaken by about 60 different universities worldwide. And so far, they've been able to find out that in the most entrepreneurial countries, which incidentally are developing countries, Uganda, Ghana, and Peru.
Nigeria is not there.
Nigeria is not there.
Okay.
About 30% of the population have started, will start.
Or planned.
Start a business. So that means that 3 out of 10 people will be starting a business. 7 of them will be employees. Now, what is interesting is that countries like the US, the number is less. On average, the developed countries, US is about 7%, I think Britain about 8%. Now, further studies indicate that the reason why entrepreneurship is lower in the developed countries is because they are bigger startups which employ a larger number of people and they are advancing in technologies. Whereas the startup in the developing countries tends to be for much, more people because we don't have large industries starting up there. So yes, that's the research which is showing up. Now that means that my 100 students, I don't expect 30 of them, more than 30%, to ever start a business. The point is, how do you identify that 30%? And train them. And even the training we are doing, the informal training we are doing out, for instance, we're doing training among women, you will find that a group of 40 people will train, most likely already 6 of them have a business. Then when you train them, you see numbers increase a little bit. And when they are given them money, the numbers actually also increase.
Okay.
So, but money is not always the problem. The problem is the thought process, thinking about the business, and then starting the business, conceptualizing it, taking the risk. Those are the issues, rather than money. The money comes really as one of the last items.
Sure. Yeah. So now that the government of Uganda is actually doing something a lot of other countries need to start focusing on, which is embedding entrepreneurship in primary schools, secondary schools, and universities. What impacts have we seen? Is it too early, or have we seen any positive impacts coming from it?
2 things. One, the government has done many things, including providing finance, which personally I think is not the right way to go.
Okay.
They have also introduced a massive program called skills training. Also a bit botched up. It's not really being done very well. Yeah. But at least there's some effort that's taking place. I think that first of all, to identify those who actually will be starting the business is very important.
Okay.
But 2, nothing is going to change in Africa unless if we change the quality of the startup, the quality of the job that is being started up. Uganda is famous for what they call the border.
Yes, I know the border, yeah.
People riding my motorbike.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, people are living out of it, but it's not a job that's going to change.
It's not going to change your livelihood. It's like the selling recharge cards. It's not going to change you're still going to be stuck in that poverty cycle.
I'll get into that. So the quality of the job needs to be improved in terms of can we produce something for export? That's when you start addressing real poverty issues. That can we improve the value of the agriculture production? Can the farmer's production be changed in terms of the quantity and the quality, through productivity? Can we educate farmers? Because that's another problem that we have. People who are doing the farming have no idea about farming. And they grow products primarily for self-consumption. So these are things that must be done to increase production in agriculture, increase productivity in agriculture. That will give you additional jobs in terms of what you call value addition. If there is a lot of pineapples around being produced around, somebody is going to start canning them and maybe exporting them. Now, that's what you call increasing the value of the agricultural production. If you don't do that, then really you won't change much.
So I think from what I'm hearing from you, really, it's not just about entrepreneurship.
No.
It's about, one, not everyone should be an entrepreneur.
No.
Let's identify the 30% that will be entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And then let's encourage them not to start low productivity businesses, but high productivity businesses are going to take us to the next level.
Yes.
Totally, couldn't agree more.
And with an export mind,
an export
orientation, yes. You see,
are you looking at exports within Africa or
even within Africa is fine.
Outside?
Even within Africa is fine. You see, the point is, if Uganda has capacity to feed the region, Uganda can feed Tanzania, Kenya, Sudan, in terms of if it increases agricultural production and productivity. Now, Kenya has got more industries. This means that Uganda will have something to sell, and then this poor Ugandan who could not afford manufactured products can now be able to buy something made in Kenya.
Absolutely.
And the more income that you get, the more that you can buy, the more that the Kenyan industry will be producing.
Absolutely.
And possibly, maybe one day make a breakthrough in terms of being able to export outside the region. Of course,
expand the markets.
Expand the markets
significantly.
Yes. And the other issue really is, can we give our farmers the value for what they produce? And this is for the developing countries to sort out, really. If you go to the trade statistics, you will be amazed that Germany exports more coffee in terms of value than Uganda. And they don't produce coffee in Germany. They simply repackage it and export it.
And so why don't we improve the value chain in Uganda?
That is not improving the value chain. It is the developing countries giving opportunity to the developing countries to do that.
Oh, so we have to be given the opportunity. Don't you think we can just take it?
You can't take it.
Really?
The dynamics of the global politics is that you just don't take it. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. So you think, so if Uganda started not just exporting the raw material, but started doing more processing. So started doing more processing.
Yes.
Why can't we? Why can't you have so you have someone like Andrew Rugasira, for example, who simply said, you know what, Germany, you might be producing great coffee seeds and selling them in Whole Foods and all these nice stores, but so can I. And so you can package it. Do we need to take permission to package it and process it?
Do you think Andrew can compete with Nestle?
That's a good question. That's a good question. So
that is a mission that we need.
Okay.
To get Nestle to say, look, part of this profit that they are raking out of coffee, can they give a bit of it more to Africa? So that we can be able to buy more products, It's that, without that understanding, the production in Uganda, in many African countries, will continue to be processed
raw material based.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for participating in this,
Thank
and
you.
it was a very interesting conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.